Boys in the Burgh, hosted by Chris, JJ, and Andrew Speranza. Hear ye, hear ye. Welcome to Boys in the Burgh, a very mid-century Renaissance edition. The podcast all about ye Pittsburgh. I am Sir Chris. Who wants to go next?
Chris, can you roll your R's like that again, please?
I can roll my R's again. Sir Andrew.
Do it for
Hello, hello.
And Sir Joseph. No R's.
Boo. Roll a J.
I can't roll a J. I could roll AJ. I could roll AJ if you know what I mean. No, I can't do that. This
cancel
episode...
Chris. Cancel Chris.
No, stop canceling me. This episode is about the Pittsburgh Renaissance Fair, and I was just recently there. JJ was a past guest of the Renaissance Fair, and Andy is here.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Andy's a Renaissance Fair viewer. Oh my god, I didn't have the joke. Never mind.
No, you are fine. We were talking about the very classic Renaissance Fair in West Newton, Pennsylvania. It says the Pittsburgh Renaissance Fair, but West Newton's nowhere near Pittsburgh. But we'll just kind of roll with it, you know?
Yeah. Do you know what the village is called that it's named after?
Something Shire. Hillshire.
Morelandshire.
Morelandshire. That's what it's called. I forgot that's what it was called. Isn't
Renzi Park, right?
Lincoln Park.
There is my contribution to this conversation.
It takes place between 1533 and 1536.
Hillshire is a sausage thing.
It sure is. Go meat.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Did you say go meat?
Yes.
But yeah, JJ, tell us a little bit more. So yeah, 1500s. That's super cool. Why West Newton? Does it say why?
No, it doesn't. It looks like it started in 29 years ago. It started in 2005. The fair had 55,000 attendees, which is that's a lot of people for a Renaissance fair. Fair covers 20 acres and it has 6 stages.
And guess what?
Oh yeah,
also,
it was founded.
A lot of hills.
Yeah, well, it was founded in 1994 at the Butler Fairgrounds. So up where they do the big Butler Fair is where this used to be taking place at.
Oh, okay.
That's really interesting.
And it was moved to where the hell? It was moved in 1997 down to the place it's at now, and then they only closed 1 year since then, and that was for COVID-19.
Wow. So they selfishly stayed open in 2021. No, I'm kidding.
How rude.
How very rude.
But yeah, with me being at the Renaissance Fair just recently during the very special event, Pirates Invasion, ARG, I got to dress like a pirate.
And there's a very fond memory, and I know, Andy, I know you've seen the video. There was the 2 German brothers that put on a show every year. They weren't there this year, evidently, but Nick was pulled on stage to be part of the show, and then Chris was pulled on stage the next year. And we'll definitely talk about that at some point. But did you watch those videos?
I think I did. I think I remember Nick getting pulled on stage. I need to hear that one again, but I feel like I remember at least Nick getting pulled on stage.
We'll post those. We'll get Nick's okay before we do it, but we'll post those to our stories on Facebook. If Nick,
we don't
Chris
need Nick's okay.
Are you sure? Does he have a Facebook?
We probably would.
So I also want to mention the different it says 6 magical weekends that were happening this year. They were all themed differently. So I'll just tell you this. Pirates Weekend was basically just it was told it was Pirates Weekend, and a lot of people dressed like pirates. That was pretty much the extent of Pirates Weekend. It really wasn't much like themed of anything, but I mean, it was still super cool. They have a pirate section, which is awesome. So there's the opening weekend celebration. There's Celtic Weekend, Children's Weekend, wine. Why can't I say that word? Reverie, Revelry.
Revival?
Not revival.
Reveille.
But yeah, did you make did you make that up?
Yes.
All right. And then Pirates Invasion Weekend, and then Love and Romance Weekend is this weekend coming up.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Cupid with the arrows. Am I right, boys?
Someone grab her a towel. Let's come on, Eileen.
Oh man, that's
That would be a great time to end the episode.
It's just a song. Gosh.
Nope. It stays in. It stays in. So
that's what Eileen said.
That long. That was quick, JJ. I like that one.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I think I want to break this down into a couple categories, like food, entertainment, and then the creme de la creme, the jousting. So I think that's how I want to break this down. Oh, I don't even have my notes up. Hold on 1 second. I was like, why is this taking me a while to do everything? I don't have notes up. JJ, talk about some of the food.
Well, I mean, with any type of Renaissance fair, I don't know about you two, but have you, Andy, what was that face?
I don't know.
Are you guys fans of the giant turkey legs?
Yeah,
No.
I can get behind that.
No, you don't like the turkey legs, Chris?
They're messy. I don't like messy things. It's too much. You know what I mean? It's just like you spend $15 or whatever. I'll have to see what the price was, but like you spend like $10 on it, and then you get halfway through it, and you're like, I don't know what is bone, and I don't know what's meat anymore.
I mean, that's totally fair. It does get to a point where there's gristle at the bottom, and you're like, oh, I gotta like chew on this thing. That's kind of nasty. But like, whenever you're at the Renaissance fair, you're supposed to feel like a 16th century king. So like, I think it's worth getting. That's me though.
I feel like that's something Ron Swanson would get, and if that's something Ron Swanson would get, I would absolutely get it.
Can I have all of your turkey legs? I don't think you heard me correctly. I said I would like all of your turkey legs.
I fear what you heard was give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
A couple other cool things. I don't know about you guys, but there are a ton of desserts at these things. Like any fair you go to, there's going to be desserts. Like, have you been to in Ohio? They do a big craft festival. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like Christmas in the Woods or something like that.
I want to answer that.
Woods.
I want to answer that, but I want to answer it with this at the same time. I feel like the older I went to a fall festival the other day too. I feel like the older I get, the more I'm into the craft booths than I am into the very dangerous amusement park rides that are there that could possibly kill me.
It's amazing. You watch it like my back's gonna hurt after riding that shit.
I'm in danger.
But I say that to say, like, anytime you go to a festival, you got to get kettle corn, and there is always kettle corn at the Renaissance Festival in Pittsburgh.
Good old kettle corn.
At the big entertainment places, which we'll get into, the washing wenches, washing well wenches. We'll talk about that, and also the jousting. They draw big crowds. And what happened was like a guy with kettle corn. He has a kettle corn on a stick, if you remember that, JJ. And like on the top is like clipped the small bags, and on the bottom is like clipped the bigger bag. And so Andy, these are not like your typical 16-year-old like theme park people that are like, get on the ride, don't die. Like these people are like actors that are super freaking into this. That are just like, who wants a piece of my corn?
I'm here for it. I like it.
Here's what took me out of the 16th century-ness. So this guy's going around like, oh, what's my corn? Eats my corn. And then all of a sudden, someone did the TikTok sound, JJ. Or Andy, if you guys know it. Do you know the TikTok sound where it's like, it's corn. Nah, nah, it's got the juice.
Oh, yeah.
Some 16-year-old started singing that, and I'm like, no, you're taking me out of it.
Of course. How many kids quoted TikTok when you were there?
It was more of the actors, and it was the one washing well wench, which we'll tell you about, Andy. The one washing well wench.
Please do.
Her character was, she was like a drunk like cousin or whatever, and she just kept like saying TikTok shit and would just be like, I'm topical too. But it was like really funny.
One last piece of food I'll bring up, just because I feel like it's also a huge festival food: gyros.
They do have gyros there, yeah.
I cannot get behind gyros. Is there something wrong with me?
Oh
no,
man,
there's nothing wrong with you.
I don't think it's either you love it or you hate them, and I love them.
Yeah.
All right, now that there's 3 of us, we could take a vote. Gyro or gyro?
Oh shit, hero? It's hero. Hero. It's hero.
What's a hero?
That's how it's pronounced.
Oh, so it's the same thing as a gyro.
Yeah, like I work at a restaurant, so I say gyro, and they go, "What? What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, hero."
I guarantee you, there's at least one listener who had the same confusion as me. So I'm glad we cleared that up.
I do want to say this also to go along with the food. As soon as we got there, Carissa and I, we went to a booth, and they had mac and cheese bites on a stick, which was very good.
That's another one.
It was basically like Sheetz mac and cheese bites. They took like the 4 of them and put them on a stick, and it was very good. The thing that was kind of disappointing, and I get it, you can't do everything right, but like they had chicken on a stick, and it was literally 2 dried up chicken tenders just put on a stick. They could have put it in a basket for me. I had to use so much barbecue sauce. I was like, this is so dry. I can't eat this.
Jesus.
Did they sell beer?
Yes. Plenty of beer. Beer, twisted tea, truly lemonade, which I had.
Ciders?
No. Okay.
no, Andy. There's no ciders.
If I haven't told you boys yet, I'm really into ciders right now. So I love ciders.
Yeah, you got that Stella Artois.
Listen to me. Angry Orchards, they go down extremely easy.
They're really good. Do you like Reds?
I haven't tried them yet, but I want to.
It's beer. It's actually beer, but it's brewed with apple cider. Or apples. So it's like the consistency of beer, but it's not as like, it's a little bit different. Just try it. I think you'll like it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
And then this will kind of transition as well. So every time you buy beer or something or get food, bring a crap ton of tip money with you, like dollar bills and like fives and all that. And every time you tip someone, so when it's the start of the day, they're all excited. The people working at the food booth, and you give them a tip and they say, huzzah to the tipper. And everyone goes, huzzah. And they're all going nuts and everything. But by the time it's like 4:30, they're just like, huzzah.
Oh man, what's the ice cream place that sings whenever you tip them?
That's Cold Stone.
Yeah, it's like a mid-century Cold Stone.
Yep.
They sing if you tip them?
No, at Cold Stone, yes. Not at the Renaissance Fair. They just say huzzah and you feel good.
I don't think I knew that about Cold Stone. There's a lot of things I'm like 0 for 20 today on.
I was today years old.
Andy puts a cardboard cutout of himself on the podcast. He's like, I'll be back.
I'm gonna go
I
try
want you
something.
I want you to sing it. My milkshake brings all the tips to the jar. Damn right. They're better than yours.
It's dang right. They can't swear there.
Oh, they can't swear. I'm sorry. So the tip money
Piece of
transition
shit.
basically goes into entertainment because this is the entertainers that are there. They say this every time. This is their job, and that's how they make their money. So if I get this podcast episode out there before the weekend, which I should, and you're going to the Renaissance Fair, bring your tip money and tip these entertainers that are hilarious or breathing fire or being a hypnotist or there's a lot of shit there, Andy. You should go this weekend.
There's a
Skip John Mulaney. Don't go
I'm
to
not
the
going.
John Mulaney
I'm not
show.
going to skip John Mulaney, but I tell you what, I'll make you a promise. I'll go sometime, but it's not going to be this weekend.
Oh, here we go. I found my favorite stand there called Royal Nuts.
Oh, I did have Royal Nuts.
You had the
Me
candied
too.
and cinnamon Royal Nut.
You weren't there, Andy. You don't get it. You don't understand.
It's pronounced newt. It's pronounced newt.
But no, delicious nuts. Carissa kept like handing them to me when she had to use the bathroom, and she'd be like, "Can you hold my nuts?" I'm like, "You need to stop saying it like that."
Very nice.
I should talk about the cosplayers too. Of like, there's a person like dressed up like a straight up unicorn, like a full furry.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, so do you expect to see cosplayers at Renaissance fairs? Like, Andy, let's say you're invited to go to a Renaissance fair. Would you expect to see people walking around in outrageous costumes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I would expect like medieval costumes. Yeah, sure.
I wasn't.
Would you talk all crazy too?
Wait, what?
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I cut JJ off. I apologize. I was like, would you talk all mid-century too, and just be like, yeah, give me thy nuts.
Would I personally do it? Probably not, but I could definitely see why these people would get into it.
And you go ahead, JJ.
Nut me, sir. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The entertainers. We gotta talk about the Speaking of nuts and schnitzels, the German boys are our favorite entertainers, because so the German boys. To give you an example, and JJ, please cut in if you need to help me out here. They are a group of 3 guys, and they talk all German.
Yeah,
like
3 guys.
Yeah, thanks. and they have the German accent and everything, but they're like hugely like sexualized in a way, but they don't say like the parts, so they'll just be like, "We called this our schnitzels." And what were the other phrases, JJ?
Oh, buddy, it's been so long. I got to watch that video again. I mean, they were just over the top with all of their jokes, and then they would pull one person on the stand or on stage to do something with them for like 10, 15 minutes, and they put them through these embarrassing rigmaroles where they're like, "Go ahead and point out to the ladies and say hi." Like, it's just so extra with everything they do.
Oh my god.
But they're hilarious. Like, when we post the video, you'll hear something like a hyena laughing in the background. That's me, because I can't stop laughing because Chris was so freaking funny.
All right, so Andy, I found like a clip. I'm gonna kind of scroll through it real quickly, and I'll find like an example of something. But this episode is sponsored by Anchor. Have you ever heard of Anchor by Spotify? It is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. It's what you need to make a podcast in one place, and best of all, it is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the show. Yeah, any other entertainments, JJ?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I actually have the entertainment site pulled up for the Pittsburgh Fair. Let's see. We got the Boom Boom Shake, which is the toe tapping rhythms and hypnotic dancing. It looks like there's a girl with a dress on dancing and a guy watching her. There's Chaste Treasure, which is these lovely ladies aren't exactly what you expect at first glance, with naughty and bawdy tunes 4 times a day at the Pirates Pub.
They're very, I'll say this, the Renaissance Fair is very sexual. And, and I don't
Sure
know
sounds
why.
like
But
That's
it's
funny.
just like a lot of like, if you know what I means. Like, you know what I mean?
There's a meme I found where it's so upfront. It just says, I would have sex with her, if you know what I mean.
I love adding that to the end of every sentence.
There's, Chris, Dragonfire. He's fire breathing, manipulation, and comedy. A fan for many years. Wisdom Winsome is back and better than ever. So it's a guy that breathed fire.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
And is it okay if I show the example now? I feel like I'm cutting you off a lot today, JJ, and I apologize, but I think I got a good example of.
I never. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
All right. So, Andy, here's an example of like the German boys, and I'm just playing this from my phone so people can listen. So, here we go. Let's get past that.
There's a hyena. That's me.
He showed off his massive pipes to the ladies. The ladies go red. He was not on the standby when it's at the front of the rap stage when he showed off his best side onto the Fräuleins.
And he shows his ass.
Jesus.
So it just gets more and more ridiculous. And like the gimmick that they came up with me was Wonder Bread because I was very white.
The best part was Chris did this whole thing and like blew it out of the water. He was freaking hilarious. And the one dude goes, Wonder Bread, do not be funnier than us.
I will say this as a little behind the scenes thing. So what happened was like I was supposed to do like a dance off or something. And so what happened was the one German brother was dancing. The other German brother turns off his mic, goes into my ear, and he goes, now, Wonder Bread, I want you to dance like you never fucking danced before. You dance like a motherfucker, okay? Go fucking dance now. And I was just like, oh my God. And I just did whatever I felt at that moment. I was just like,
He got some rug. And then you turned around and gave the hip thrust again.
Oh yeah, I gave the crotch chop to the ladies and they screamed, obviously.
And the ladies scream.
I'm so disappointed they weren't there this year, man. That sucks.
I will, and like I said, give them tip money, obviously, because they will be like, we do this for a living, and they will like go into every exit possible with like a basket, and they'll be creative. They'll be like, for a $1 bill, put it in the basket. For a $5, put it in my mouth. For a 20, put it in my pants. Like it was just crazy stuff. And that's exactly what the Well Wenches did. The Washing Well Wenches. What happened was their show is kind of like, I know it's just me describing it, but you saw it too, JJ. So just let me know. So there's a like a pool in the center of the stage, and they'll be like, "We need you guys to scream as loud as you can, or else." And then they like smack the water with a shirt, and they just start spraying everyone. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we love them." And the gimmick of them is like they're just two very horny women, and they just point out the guys in the crowd the whole time, and they're just like, "Yeah, I'd like to climb him like a tree." Like,
Jesus Christ.
But they're funny as hell, and they like bring people up on stage. Very interactive. It's very interactive performances, and like this one woman, they're like all over this guy, like saying like he's big, yeah, and strong, and like they'll say whatever else, and then the woman goes extra and like puts her face in his armpit or something. It's like, oh. I'm like, it's Andy. Why wouldn't you want to go?
Oh my God! Wow, I don't know why.
I found their description. Actually, I just found them on their site. It's the Washing Well Wenches, a show you won't want to miss. Comedy and good, clean fun with wet, dirty women. And it's two ladies with their hair like all over the place, and they have like missing teeth all over, and they're just like, eh. Nothing like being sexually assaulted by one of these guys.
Oh my god.
No, it's so Carissa and I, we sat down a half an hour before the show started because we're like, we need to sit. It's like 85 degrees here in the middle of the woods, and I'm burning up. And like literally 20 minutes before the show started, only standing room. Like every bench was taken.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, and they were the ones where it's like you put $1 in the basket. If you give them a 5, you put it in their like their what's that called? Like
Brazier.
Yeah, in their breast or something. Like you put a 5 in their breast, and then if you give them like a 20, they like lift up their skirt and they're just like, put it in here. not like their thing, like just like on a belt.
Not their thing.
That was a very, PG way to say that.
For a show that has explicits, we sure are being PC with this.
But no, it's a funny show. It was great, and trying to think of anyone else. I mean, there's bands that play like pirate music, which pirate music and like Irish music, completely underrated. I think it's great music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always love a good plundering song.
Oh, hell yeah.
Love a good Dropkick Murphy every once in a while.
Oh, shipped
Did
up
you
to
see,
Boston.
Whoa! Did you see a falcon fly by any chance?
They had a bird show.
Yeah, man. Night wings.
Andy, this shit was crazy, and you should go just to see this. So, in the Enchanted Forest section, there's like a random haunted house that I don't go to because like it's an extra $5. But like, so we go to this section, and this guy has like a hawk. He's like, this is Beaky or something. But like, if you look over in like this little barn or something, there's just a fucking live bald eagle just sitting there, just turning his head like, and everyone's just like, is that a bald eagle?
Nothing says Renaissance Fair like a bald eagle. America, am I right?
Am I right, lads?
Chris, talk about the dueling, the jousting thing real quick.
Oh my god! So I guess this kind of bleeds into entertainment. So all right, Andy. So the jousting is separated into 3 different acts. So it's a complete work. It's not like they're jousting for sport. Like this is a whole show.
Okay.
And so I always miss the first act. I always miss it. I assume they established the characters. So the whole kingdom, like the king and the queen, come to spectate it. So they have lines and everything. And then like there's like a judge of everything, like the person who like determines the jousting. He's like, I am the judge, I will oversee everything. And then there's 2 different people. There's a baby face and a heel. In other words, a good guy and a bad guy. The good guy, his name is Sir Braun, and he's just like, I will be good and help people or something like that. And then there's this chick, her name is Sir Lilith, and she is the heel, so she's the bad guy, and she is obsessed with bloodshed, and she wants people to bleed.
Wow, that's something.
So what happens is I always miss the first act, but in the second act, like they do, like they're like, oh, it's a festival day, so we will do sport to test the ground. So they're on horses and everything too. So they're still doing pretty impressive things. They have people like throwing rings up while the person's on the horse with the jousting stick, like catching the rings. So it is impressive and everything. But they're still in character. Like Sir Braum is just like, oh, I caught it. And Sir Lilith is just like, this would be better with bloodshed. So then they actually do the legit jousting in the second act, and like it ends up being a tie, and like Lilith is just like, oh yeah, it like cuts Sir Braun's leg and blood comes out, and the judge is just like, I said there'd be no bloodshed. And then at the end of the second act they say, we will come back and we will fight to the death. It's the most craziest shit. And then these are all like separate show times. Like 11 o'clock is like act 1, 2:30 is act 2, and 5:30 is act 3. So like
12 o'clock's act 1.
Yeah. Well, oh, I'm sorry. but like this jousting thing closes out the festival basically, or because it closes at 6. So I don't exactly know how it happens, but in act 3 they eventually just ditch. They don't cut the horses, which is great because they're real horses. What happens at the end is like they end up like off of their horses and fighting on foot, and then they like, I don't know, like Lilith kills the judge, and then like Braun kills Lilith, and then Lilith kills Braun, and then the king comes out and like kills himself or something. I don't exactly remember what happens, but it's wild shit. And
so everyone kills everyone else.
Yes, and then they're on the ground all dead, and then they're just like, that was our show, and then they all stand up and start waving to everyone.
Wow.
The description is action-packed with live jousting and combat 3 times daily. Witness the chivalry and pageantry. The knights of the noble cause compete before King Henry, Queen Anne, and the royal court for honor, glory, and bloodshed.
It does say it on there. Does it say it in different font?
No, it has an exclamation point though after bloodshed.
Yeah. Sir Lilith, and she wants bloodshed. And if you remember, JJ, we went with our good friend Trevor, who is a very loud man, and
yes, indeed,
he got a bloodshed chant started.
I can 100% seeing Trevor do that.
He also screamed. There was a wrestler at the time named Braun. So
Braun Strowman.
Yeah. So and his thing was he would just run out and scream his name. So of course, Sir Braun, Trevor would just go Braun every time, like every 5 minutes or so. Oh, I'd like to take this time to shout out Adam because it's in my contract to say so. Okay, we can continue.
All right, perfect.
Hello, Adam.
I also forgot to mention, Andy, they basically tell you who you're chanting for. So like it's a big field and there's people sitting on a hill and then people wrapped around. And they'll be like, people from here to here, you will chant for Lilith. And people from here to here, you'll chant for Braun. And we're just like, okay. And I always get the bad guy's side, and I love it. Like Sir Lilith just screaming every 5 seconds she wants bloodshed, and that's it.
It's always.
Well, it sounds like a good time.
See young children scream bloodshed at these people. It's very fun.
All right, son. I'm sorry you had to see bloodshed. Let's see the wenches feel up your father now.
Oh boy.
Sorry, you going?
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna skip John Mulaney.
Have you got? Oh my god. Have you two ever gone to? I know Andy, you haven't gone to Renaissance Festival, but any festival at all where there was a hypnotist?
I was hypnotized at one point.
Were you hypnotized? Like you stayed through the whole thing?
I was. I stayed through the whole thing. I did funny shenanigans, and every time I hear the song, it's not unusual. I start doing the dance.
That is hilarious. There was a hypnotist at the Renaissance Festival this year named Lady Amelia, and it says, "Watch your loved ones get hypnotized live on stage." And I just I'm so afraid if I ever did that, they'd be like, "Tell your deepest, darkest secret." And I'd be like, just say something so outrageous, and I come out of it, and Katie's like, "We're done."
I'll be honest. I was worried. I was worried about that when when I went under to get my wisdom teeth taken out. Like I was afraid I was gonna like tell my mom something she did not want to hear, and I was just like, I was like telling myself like, you have to consciously remember to not say anything.
That's one of my worst fears as well.
Meanwhile, on our podcast, Chris talks about Dave Matthews concerts.
The hypnotist I went to, no, this is different from the Renaissance Festival. I was in Vegas for work, and the one I was working for oh, we talked about it before, like Yinzer's in downtown Pittsburgh, in the Strip District. I went to Vegas through there, and I got hypnotized, and I made the boss laugh so much. He was like having a good time, and then we left the show, and he dropped $500 in a slot right there in a slot machine, and was like, here you go, because you made me laugh so hard. I lost all of it.
Jesus.
In like an embarrassing amount of time, like 5 minutes.
Oh my god. It's that max bet you're doing.
I was like, max bet $499.
Great. To the pennies.
To the pennies. Oh boy.
I don't know. Let me see my notes. See what else I got. Anything else for you, JJ?
I'm just going through their list of artisans and people that were selling stuff there, like at a marketplace. It seems like they had a ton of people there selling stuff. Do you guys, when you go to fairs or anything, do you go for anything in particular, or do you have like a thing you like to buy when you go to festivals?
Corn dogs. I know Kennywood's not really like a festival, but like corn dogs. Oh, I'm a whore for corn dogs.
I'm on board with that. I'm definitely on board with that.
Damn right you are.
Do you do the ketchup and mustard pasted on the side like it's a fucking wall?
Oh, hell yeah. I will paint that shit like I'm Bob Ross.
I thought you were talking about crafts.
Well, either or. You know, like we have to get kettle corn. No matter what, we have to get kettle corn anytime we go anywhere, like festival-wise. So Andy gets corn dogs, you know?
Or funnel cake. Funnel cake's another one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did you ever have elephant ears?
What?
That's a legit thing.
Yeah,
I didn't even. I need an explanation.
It's a giant fried piece of dough that has like the like powdered sugar and cinnamon on it, and it's like a giant funnel cake basically. It's so good.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
I know.
Just don't look how it's made.
Exactly.
Oh, I know you're talking about it being fatty, JJ, but I was like, you know, you go back there, you see Dumbo, just like, come here. Oh.
Your mom is next. She's in the cage.
In the cage, just rocking a one-eared Dumbo.
That got really dark. Holy hell.
We're really earning that explicit titling on our podcast, aren't we, boys?
That is not what an elephant ear is, just so you know. Oh, Chris, the haunted house.
Oh, what's the description?
See if you can make it through the haunted dungeon. No pictures, it's haunted dungeon.
See if you can make it through the haunted dungeon.
Speaking of haunted houses,
yeah.
Oh, Andy, you know what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
100 acres better. 100 acres better.
Oh, we can
Fright night. Fright night.
Yeah, don't you mean Fall Fest?
It's same thing. Oh Lord.
I got a pass holder. I'm a pass holder, Andy. We can go whenever.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Maybe I could get you a cheap ticket. Get them online. They're cheaper online.
All right, fair enough.
Basically, he wants to go with you, but he gets to go for free.
Yes, basically, yes.
I want you to go with me, but I want you to also know that I'm going in for free.
They should make a haunted house for like kids, people over the age of 25, where they're like, "Oh, you didn't do your taxes right. Oh,
Oh,
this is
student
scarier than
loans.
everything."
your student loan payment's coming due." Oh.
Just like a skeleton Joe Biden comes down. It has to come to an end.
Aunt Jean comes out of nowhere. I'm staying with you.
Oh no, that's scarier than anything.
Oh yeah.
January 1st. We're switching to electric vehicles.
I read somewhere that like I forget when they're doing it, but they want to put like breathalyzers in every vehicle now. So anybody who gets in any vehicle has to breathe into it to get it to start.
Wow.
Like, I got my dog.
We are definitely going to find ways around that. Hey, you stranger on the street, come here.
You're at the Renaissance Fair, like, you know, maybe had a couple Jaegers or whatever, and you're like, well, time to drive home. Maybe, okay, Jaegers, oh my God. Beers, one beer. You had one beer because we don't want to talk about drinking and driving on this show.
No, we don't want to talk about that because that's a horrible thing. No one should do it.
Amen.
If you had one beer, I mean, you're fine. But just know your limits. Yep. Okay, we're off this topic. Hey guys, you want to hear something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's something you'll really like.
If you wear a Steelers shirt to the Renaissance Festival, guess what they call you?
Tank
for
first overall.
They call you. They run up to you with a Steeler. If you have a Steeler shirt on, they sprint up to you and they go, "Thief!" There we go. There's the light bulb.
That's a good one.
Oh, that is really good.
They'd be like, "A thief is here!" Like when I was leaving, it was during the Steeler game. They're like, "Oh, they watching the thievery game."
That's actually pretty brilliant. That's really funny.
I like that.
Oh, let's not forget about the heavenly body massage, and it just says chair massage.
Chair massage. See if you could make it through the haunted house.
That was the funniest description. What about the haunted house? Go walk through our haunted house.
There's not even like a period at the end of it. It's just like, see if you can make it through.
Last two notes I have, it was very crowded and very hot. It's starting to turn into Picklesburgh where there's too many people there. And then there's a pretty cool character. He's a homeless peasant and he plays an accordion and he screams at you to give him money.
Oh, wait, he was on the entertainment thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they put him on the list here. Like, homeless man. I mean, you could just go down to downtown Pittsburgh and get the same experience, but that's okay.
And also, I know we were talking about haunted houses. I do want to say this. When I was in Indiana Beach, which was voted 2022's best theme park in America, which it shouldn't, they had a haunted house there that was an extra $3 to go into. So I did it, and you go through this haunted house, and a lot of shenanigans happen. There is a really cool section where it's like, pick the right door to go through. And the right door to go through is the one that says emergency exit. And I'm not joking when I say that. And
oh God,
the whole crescendo of the haunted house is you see a band of skeletons playing in a rock band.
Are they called like Bones or something like that?
What is a skeleton's favorite snack?
Calcium.
You never saw that TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok.
Well, I'll send it to you. I can find it on YouTube.
I'll find it.
Yeah. For people who don't know, it's just someone with a toy skeleton that goes, "What is a skeleton's favorite snack?" And the guy's just like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But it's the way he just freaks out. It's amazing.
He like slams it against the wall.
Yes! Why must you fail me so hard? Ribs!
Spare ribs! Fuck! say somewhere.
Join us on next week's episode where we talk about spooky TikToks and funny things.
Join us next week when we get off topic. Rarely happens.
That's my favorite episode.
Now,
Rarely happens.
Andy,
Oh yeah.
now, Andy, did you think you would get 45 minutes into talking about the Renaissance Fair today?
Oh yeah, and I'm proud that we did.
Are you convinced to ditch your $60 John Mulaney tickets to go see the Renaissance Fair?
Oh yeah, fuck John Mulaney. I'm just gonna go to a place where they just yell, Steve!
I do that. I get kicked out of Walmart.
Alright, I can't find it, but still, it's funny as hell.
Oh, you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Tickets for adults, if you buy them online, are $23.50. At the gate, it's $25. So it's not that bad of a price.
You get
Nice.
a $2 discount for buying online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Instead of me paying $50 for Carissa and I paid $47.50, and I brought $60 in cash with me. And for people who are going, it was just enough. So, just to let you guys know, that included tipping everyone and getting food.
Did you buy accessories?
Joke for you. I have a joke for you.
Oh no.
What is a skeleton's favorite snack? Go on, guess. Death? No. Go on, guess.
Death.
Come on. Guess. Why are you laughing? I haven't told the punchline yet. What is a skeleton's favorite snack? Guess. What do you mean, a lot of fresh? Guess. Fuck. Guess. Yes, goddamn you. Why won't you answer me? What is my favorite snack? No! No! What is it? Why must you fail me so often? Ribs! Still ribs! Fuck!
All right, there's my contribution to the episode.
Absolute masterpiece.
It's awesome. I love it.
I think on that note, it's time to get at. Right, Andy?
Oh, yeah. I need another cider.
Get at to the Renaissance Festival, guys, because it is absolutely a fun time. Hopefully our description in 47 minutes was enough. But if you want to hear more from us, you can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a comment and a 5-star review. Follow us at Boys in the Burgh on Instagram and Twitter for latest updates and newest episodes. And if you want your podcast to look and sound more professional, try using the Riverside.fm. It's used by all the biggest companies in the business, and you can sound and look better today by clicking the link in the show notes.
We love you, Riverside.
Yes, we love Riverside.
I only like you as a friend.
So, JJ, can you say your phrase in Renaissance tone?
Oh God, I can't.
There's no R's in there.
Always the pleasure, never the business.
Well, there's an art pleasure.
No.
Bye.
Well, you say it. You say it.
I don't want to. You already said it. Always a pleasure, never get business. Goodbye.